topic. I was going to answer maybe 3 of these from the homework. That way, if you were doing the homework and there were some that were confusing, I could go over those for you. So, raise your hand if you have a question. Which one? 6. Okay, number 6. Domain is dealing with what? The x values. So you always determine how far the left will go, how far the graph will go to the left and how far it will go to the right. Well, to the left it goes forever, and forever left is negative infinity. But then if you try to go to the right side, will it go forever to the right? It only goes to 4. Now, parenthesis or bracket? Parenthesis or bracket? Bracket. Okay, for the range. Range is the y values, and so we say how far down does the graph go, and then how far up does it go. So, isn't this the farthest the graph will go down? And that's a value of 0, because we're talking about y values, and even though, yes, that's at 4, 4 is the x value of it, 0 is the y value of that point. How high will the graph go? Correct. It goes up forever. As it goes left, isn't it also going up? So positive infinity. 0 gets a bracket, infinity gets a parenthesis. Is this one a function?
Yes.
Yes, it would pass the vertical line test. Okay, question number 2, William. Number 12. Okay, domain. We have a triangle. There's a line right here, and then a line right here, and a line right here. So, domain is how far left the graph goes and how far right it goes. How far left does this graph go? Negative 3. How far right does it go? Positive 3. Range is how far down it'll go and how far up it'll go. Well, isn't this the lowest point of the graph? And that's at negative 2. And isn't this the highest point of the graph at 4? Is this a function? No, it would fail the vertical line test. Okay, last question. I'll do 11. I'm going to do 11 because it's harder than number 1. Okay, number 11. First of all, is it a function?
Yes.
Yes, it would pass the vertical line test. Now let's do range. We're going to go out of order. Range is how low the graph goes all the way up to how high it goes. How low could you go on that graph? Negative infinity. Think about it. Over there is an arrow that will take you down forever. How high can you go? Positive 1. Now, with infinity, it's never included. It's always a parenthesis. What about the 1? Bracket. Because even though there are some points plotted at 1 that are not included, there's a line there, so that means some are included, right? Okay, now let's talk about domain, and you really need to pay attention. So I would just put your pencil down and watch, and then I'll give you time to copy the answer. Okay, domain is the x values, so how far we can go left on the x-axis and how far we can go right. Isn't this point over here the furthest left you'll get, which is at negative 4? And then over here, if you're trying to go right, can't you go right forever? Yes, but you can't simply write negative 4 comma infinity. That's not the right answer. Because when you write that, you're telling the person that there are points everywhere from negative 4 to positive infinity. And there are not points everywhere, are there? There's some gaps in the graph, right there and right there. So what we have to do is, we have to split it into sections. From negative 4 to negative 2, there's a section of graph. But aren't there holes at both ends? So you put parentheses around both of those. And then we have a section from negative 2 to positive 2. But again, there are holes at both ends, so you put parentheses. But then isn't there a third section from 2 to infinity? And everything's parentheses, because everything either was at a hole in the graph or infinity. So there's 3 different things. So union, union. Okay, now I need you to turn to the next page, page 22. I'm leaving that up there for a second in case you're still copying. Okay, today we're going to start learning about end behavior. End behavior is how the graph behaves on its ends. Now, remember, I've told you this several times already, But what do you know is at the end of this line? An arrow. And same thing over here. If they didn't draw in like points, then you need to draw in arrows, okay? So like for this one, you would draw in arrows. Anytime they didn't draw in points at the ends for endpoints, you need to go ahead and draw in arrows. Okay, so you'll be able to draw in arrows as we get to the questions, so everybody look back up so you'll understand how to do the problem. All right, number 1. X approaches negative infinity. Well, we all know that the x-axis is the horizontal axis, and it runs what 2 directions? It runs left and right. Okay, the x-axis is horizontal, so it runs from left to right. So if you read x approaches negative infinity, what direction do you think that means? X approaches negative infinity. Look, if you're on the x-axis and you go towards the negative numbers, aren't you going to the left? So x approaches negative infinity means left. So x approach positive infinity would mean right. Think about it. If you're on the x-axis and you go towards positive numbers, aren't you going to the right? Okay, so as you go left, so if you're on this line and you move to the left side of it, you're going how on the y's? Up, so positive infinity. If you are on this line and you move to the right side of it, you're going how on the y's? Down, so negative infinity. All this says is as you go left, you go up, and as you're going right, you're going down. It isn't about what the line's doing, left and up, right and down. Okay, so let's try number 2. X approaches negative infinity means what direction? Left. Remember, x is only left to right, and negative would be left. So x approaches positive infinity would be right. As this graph goes left, it's going down. So negative infinity goes on top this time, and as you go right, you're going up. So positive infinity. Okay, so go ahead and try 3 quickly. Okay, so for this graph, as x approaches negative infinity, which means as you go left on the x-axis, your y's are going up. I mean, think about it. If I plot a point right here and right here, this point is at negative 2, positive 4, correct? And this point is at negative 6, positive 6. So as I go left on the x values, like negative 2, negative 6, aren't the y values going up, 4, 6? So that's why you put positive infinity. As you go left, you go up. As you go right, you go down, so negative infinity. Okay, number 4. X approaches negative infinity means to go how on the graph? Left. Well, as you go left, every single y value will be what? 5. So for this one, it's not going up or down. Isn't every single y value at 5 when you go left? If you go to positive infinity on the x, isn't every single y value at 5? Okay, now number 5. I'm not going to go into detail about what an asymptote is, but this is how you spell it. Okay, this graph, in this graph we have an asymptote. What an asymptote is it's like an invisible boundary line. It's a barrier, and it keeps the graph from going across it. So can you kind of see how the graph curves, but then all of a sudden right here it just flattens out and continues to stay flat? That means there's an asymptote right there. And so when the graph came down and crossed through the y-intercept of 2, it started to flatten out because of that invisible barrier known as an asymptote. And where is that asymptote located? 1. Can you see that it flattens out at 1? So, as x approaches negative infinity, which means as you go to the left, what are all the y values going to approach? 1. Isn't every y value going to be at 1 the further left you go? As x approaches positive infinity, which means as you go right, the y values will go up infinity, so positive infinity. Okay, number 6. In this one, we also see that we have an asymptote. Where is the asymptote? 3. See how it levels out right there between 2 and 4 at 3? So as x approaches negative infinity, which means as you go to the left, the y values are doing what? They're going up. But as x approaches positive infinity, as you go right, the y values are approaching the asymptote, which is at 3. Okay, so take a second and try 7, 8, and 9. Number 7. X approaches negative infinity. Remember, the x-axis only runs 2 directions, left and right, because it's the horizontal axis. So negative infinity would be left. Positive infinity would be right. If you're on this graph and you go to the left side of it, you're approaching what kind of y values? 4. If you're on this graph and you move to the right side of it, you're approaching what kind of y values? You're going down forever, so negative infinity. Okay, number 8. X approaches negative infinity is what direction? X can never be down. Left. So if you're on this curve and you go to the left side of it, you end up going down forever, so negative infinity. X approaches positive infinity means right. If you go to the right side of it, you're approaching the asymptote at negative 2. Okay? For this one, x approaches negative infinity means left. If you're on this curve and you move to the left side of it, you're approaching y values at 2. If you go to the right side of it, you're going down forever, so negative infinity. Okay, go ahead and flip to the next page. Okay, now we're going to put it all together, everything we've learned. So, I'm going to go ahead and draw in my arrows for number 1. You don't have to, but you need to know that even though there aren't arrows, it continues forever in both directions. For the domain, we're looking at how far left this graph goes and how far right it goes. How far left will this graph go? Forever left, which is negative infinity, correct? How far right will it go? Positive infinity. Because think about it. As it's going up, isn't it also moving left? And as it's going down, isn't it also moving right forever? So it'll go left forever and right forever. What about the range? How far down will it go? Right, it'll go down forever, and won't it also go up forever? So the range, domain, and range are all real numbers. Okay, now let's talk about end behavior, which is what we just learned. But we need to fill in these. So negative infinity, positive infinity. They were already filled in for you on the previous page. So, as x approaches negative infinity, means as we go to the left, you're going up, right? So positive infinity. X approaches positive infinity, which means as we go to the right, as you go to the right side of this line, you go down. Okay, skip number 2, go to number 3. Alright, number 3. What is the domain? Correct. Negative infinity to positive infinity. It goes left forever and it goes right forever. What about the range? Correct. This graph also goes down forever and up forever. Okay, end behavior. As x approaches negative infinity, y approaches what? Positive infinity. As you go left, you're also going up. As x approaches positive infinity, which means as you go right, you're going down. Okay, now for the x-intercept. Isn't that the x-intercept? And what are the coordinates at that point? Correct. And now the y-intercept, wouldn't that be where it hits the y-axis? And what are the coordinates at that point? 0, 3. Is this graph increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. From left to right, isn't it going down? Okay, number 5. Number 5, domain. Will this graph go left forever? Yes. Will it go right forever? Yes. As it's going up, it's also slowly inching over to the right. Will it go down forever? I don't see it going down forever. Why will it not go down forever? There's an asymptote. And where is the asymptote located? At 1. So isn't 1 the lowest it'll ever go? And what's the highest it'll go? Infinity. Okay, now as x approaches negative infinity, as you go to the left, you're going to the what on the y's? As you go to the left, you're going to 1 on the y's, right? And as you go to the right, you're going up forever. Okay, what's the x-intercept? There isn't one. Think about it. The asymptote is going to keep there from ever being an x-intercept because it'll never cross over the asymptote. So it does not exist. And then what's the y-intercept? 0, 2. Is this graph increasing or decreasing? Increases. From left to right, it's going up. Okay, now next page, number 7. I'm almost done. Number 7, what's the domain? Guys, what's it doing left and right? Right. Isn't it going left forever? And as it's going down, isn't it also moving out right forever? So the domain is all real numbers. What about the range? Correct. Negative infinity up to 4 is the highest. Okay, for end behavior. As you approach negative infinity, which means as you go to the left side, the y's are approaching 4, the asymptote. But as you go to the right side, the y's are going down to negative infinity. Okay, the x-intercept is located where? 1, 0. Remember, anytime you have an x-intercept, the y will be 0. And anytime you have a y-intercept, the x value will be 0. And for this one, the y value is 3. Is this graph increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. Okay, number 9. What's the domain? Negative infinity to positive infinity. It goes left forever and right forever. What's the range? Negative infinity all the way up to 2. There's an asymptote at 2. Okay, end behavior. As you approach negative infinity, which means as you go to the left side, you're approaching 2, the asymptote. But as you go to the right side, you're going down. Okay, what's the x-intercept? 0, 0. The origin is where it crosses through there. And what's the y-intercept? Same thing. It crosses through at the origin, which makes it x and y the same. Is it increase or decrease? Decrease. Okay, number 11. Well, y'all are good at patterns. Number 11, what's the domain and range? No, does it go left forever? As it's going up, isn't it also slowly moving out to the left? So that's negative infinity. Will it go right forever? Yeah, so positive infinity. Will it go down forever? No, because there's an asymptote at, correct. Will it go up forever? Yes. Now for the end behavior. As x approaches negative infinity, which means as you travel to the left side, you're going up. Okay, as you go to the left side, the negative side, you're going up on the y's. But as you go to the right side, the positive x values, you're going to negative 5, because there's an asymptote. Okay, x-intercept, where does this cross the x-axis? That's negative 5, so negative 5, 0. And where do you cross the y-axis? Is it increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. Okay, you need to do all of the remaining problems that we didn't do, so all of the evens on those 2 pages. Whatever is not finished in class is homework, but we still have 12 minutes.